How's it going, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Happy Friday or Saturday, depending on where you are in the world. Today is another episode of Trading Mindset. It is a trading-based live stream where we go over a little bit of technicals. We do almost a 30-minute lecture, and then we go into a little bit of chart analysis for the coins of the week. How's it going, Oluwaz Andy? Welcome back to the stream. Good to see you in for a few streams in a row. Welcome everybody yet again. So today we're going to go through a few things related to the technicals and related to the emotional mindset to go with trading. We're going to do some chart analysis, and then we're going to do some very fun giveaways as well. Very special surprise towards the end of the stream. So if you want to be eligible for those giveaways, make sure a few things this time. Make sure, number one, that you have either a Discord or a Telegram. Number two, make sure that you are in one of the Bybit channels. So make sure you're either in the Telegram for Bybit or the Discord for Bybit. That's going to help a lot with distributing the rewards if you guys are lucky enough to win those giveaways. But let's go ahead and get started with those. Welcome everybody. Good mornings all around to the stream. It's great to be back for another fantastic Friday. Hope you guys are having a really good start to your weekend, whether you're working right now or you just got off work or you're just hanging out. Either way, let's do some trading. Before we get started, if anybody had some really fun trades, some really nice trades over the last week or so since I last saw you guys, go ahead and let me know. I'm always interested to see some good profits from the trading side. So let's go ahead and get started with a quick disclaimer. We're going to try to run through this presentation nice and quick so we can do lots of chart analysis and get through those giveaways, because give me a few winners this time rather than just one. So first, this presentation is for educational purposes only, should not be interpreted as financial advice or an investment recommendation. Trade and invest at your own risk. When Launchpad, I am not sure. I'm on the YouTube and live stream side. So I believe there are the question and answer live streams that you can ask that question in as well. You can get a really good answer there. So let's go ahead and get started with some chart scale. Now, this is going to be very subjective, although there are a couple things that will actually help you out. So we're going to run through this nice and quick, and then I'm going to show you guys how it looks on the chart. So there's two types of chart scales. Well, there's multiple, but there's two major types of chart scales. There is the arithmetic and the logarithmic scale. And I'm going to go through how those actually look and how they function. So chart scale basically determines the mechanism used to plot the price on the y-axis of the chart. So on the x-axis, you have time. So as the x-axis continues, you have time going on. You have your date, and each time a new time block is formed, we usually see a new candlestick as well. On the y-axis of the chart, that is the price plotted. Yet again, depicted by those candlesticks. The arithmetic scale allocates consistent linear values to vertical distance, while the logarithmic scale presents percentage-based values. So again, it's going to be very easy to show this on the chart real quick. Is going to actually probably be the best bet for explaining this. So we're currently on the arithmetic scale, and I'm going to show you guys how to change it real quick. So you go over to the right side of your chart. Right here on the y-axis, this should be the same on Coinigy as well. This is Trading View. You right-click, and it's currently on regular. That means the arithmetic scale. We have the percentage scale. You can see that real quick, and it looks very funky. I personally do not use the percentage scale just because it's so confusing, but I'm sure there are people that have success with it. There's the indexed to 100 scale. Yet again, not personally a user of that. Really just go back and forth between the arithmetic and the logarithmic. So now we're on the logarithmic. So let's go back to the arithmetic and let's see how that looks, how that changes the way we view the price. So this is logarithmic. There's arithmetic. This is arithmetic. That's logarithmic. So what do you guys see? The first thing I see is I'm actually taking a focus on this area through here. So we're on logarithmic. If we go back to regular or arithmetic, we actually see the price values or the stretch or the margin of how we traveled from right around, what is that? From the bottom of this, from 59 or 60 all the way up to right around 69,000. It looks a little bit exaggerated. Wouldn't you guys agree? It looks exaggerated through this area here. You can switch back one more time. And that's actually what we're going to see, especially on the longer term of the chart, is we're going to see those price movements exaggerated in certain circumstances on the logarithmic scale, and actually exaggerated on the arithmetic scale as well. So the price difference between scales is most visible on the longest time frames. If you zoom into a very short time frame, something like the 15-minute chart, and you zoom into a couple days worth of price action, you're really not going to see big changes as you switch between the chart scales. So on the arithmetic scale, prices are seen as suppressed at low levels and exaggerated at high levels. So the best way that I can explain this, and I was thinking about this morning before the stream, was imagine you have the Bitcoin price at $3,000. So way back in mid 2018 or at the end of 2018. Absolute low for Bitcoin for kind of definitely our long term, not absolute. Let's not get into semantics. Basically, imagine Bitcoin's at $3,000 and it moves up 10%. So it's going to jump $300 and it's now going to be $3,300. There's $300 worth of price action that we're now seeing towards the bull side that we've increased. Now imagine we're at $60,000 and we see the exact same price movement. We see $300 towards the long side. Instead of $60,000, we're now at $60,300. Now the difference in terms of the way we view that price movement on the arithmetic scale is going to be just about the exact same. The difference on the logarithmic scale is going to be much different. So I'm going to show that on the chart real quick because that's going to really depict what I'm saying. So let's zoom back. Let's try to find the lowest price that we can find, a nice little range, maybe through here. So let's make sure we're on the regular scale first. So this range through here between around $9,000 and $9,600, and then we actually see this jump up to close to $12,000. So let's measure that stretch from right around our confirmation area. You could say it's between here and a little bit higher. I'd probably say right around here actually isn't bad. There's a really nice squeeze throughout that entire area. So from that confirmation area and that breakout all the way up to our absolute high for this trend, around 34% or $3,000 worth of price movement. So one major thing that we're going to see on the arithmetic scale is actually going to be depicted and shown by these bars. So if you guys can see that there are these horizontal bars all throughout the chart and it forms a grid with the vertical bars. We're going to ignore the vertical bars, the horizontal bars. We're actually going to see on the arithmetic scale an equal jump in price, an equal margin in price between these bars no matter how high we go. So from right through here, this is $14,000, this is $16,000, $18,000, $20,000, $22,000. As high as we go, it's going to continue to jump $2,000 unless we zoom in and out. So as we zoom in and out, it's actually going to change. But for that very circumstance, it's going to stay exactly the same. So if we move into the logarithmic scale and then we look at some different price action, so here's the logarithmic scale, and we zoom out, it's actually going to change depending on, so the one thing is anytime we're zooming in and out here, it's actually going to manipulate the chart. So we got to keep it exactly the same. So now we're looking at, that's right around $47,000, and then we see a jump to close to 51. But instead of it jumping to 53, we actually jump to 55 for that next area, 59 for the next area, 63 for the next area, 68 for the next area. So it's not consistent at all. Instead of jumping up $2,000 for the difference between these horizontal price, this grid, they're kind of just reference bars. So right around, what is that? $4,000 and then $4,000 and then $4,000. And then we actually see, oh, it's continuing. 4,000. Okay, so we see 5,000 through here, and now it's continuing, or now it's starting to jump. So it's 4,000 through this area, and then we see 5,000. So it's not the exact same. So how does this actually affect your chart, other than it just looks different no matter what you're doing? That's really one of the biggest differences is just how you view the chart, what you get used to. I personally use the logarithmic scale. A lot of the traders that I've read about prefer the logarithmic scale. Some of the reference that I use, like my trading textbooks, they prefer the logarithmic scale, but it's all going to be what you get used to. So it's not really going to affect, it's not going to affect the price itself. It's only going to affect how you view the price and how you view trends, most importantly, trends. So outside of perspective and presentation, basically how the chart looks to you, the biggest functional difference between chart scales lies with non-horizontal trend lines. So any trend line with any type of slope, with any amount of slope. Trend lines drawn on the arithmetic scale have different extensions than those drawn on the log scale, resulting in separate levels for price confirmation. So we might actually see our price confirm earlier or later between our two price scales, even though we see the exact same price action. So we can see that real quick, or look at that real quick on the chart. Let me zoom out. This is Bitcoin to US dollar tether. We can just do it for some of our intermediate to long-term price action. So we're going to draw a trend line. We're going to start it right through here, make it nice and rough, and then we're going to zoom in. So let's make sure we're on the arithmetic real quick. And let's make sure we can move this. So we're going to start from our close through here, from this nice little trough. We're going to move to, we're actually going to ignore some of this price action through here, because that was most likely a little whipsaw. So let's just draw it like this, a good estimate. Usually our rule of thumb is that we don't want to have our candlestick closes cross through or penetrate or any type of trend line at all, any type of support or resistance, but this did act as a nice little whipsaw. We usually see something like a tweezer or even a kind of a complex or a compound tweezer. We see a very regular tweezer bottom through here, where we see exact price movement from both of those two candlesticks. I can zoom in so you guys can see that a little bit better, but again, semantics. So we have our diagonal trend line. You can see the slope just a little bit through here. Now, if we come down, we're going to look at a confirmation for maybe some type of breakdown, not necessarily perfect confirmation. We're going to need an indicator or a horizontal support or resistance to confirm that. So we're going to need to see multiple confirmations. It would be maybe around, let's look at the April 10th, April 9th. That would be tomorrow or the next day. If for some reason Bitcoin crashed way down, don't expect it to, it would break down between right around 38.5 and just above that, maybe 38.8. Now, if we move to the logarithmic scale, we might actually see a difference in price. Let's check. It may not actually apply to this chart. So April 9th, April 10th. We look at that, and it's a little bit lower, just very slightly, $38,200. But there will be instances on particular charts, especially if our trend line is steeper. If you were drawing a very steep trend line, it's not correct. But let's just say you're drawing it like that, and you switch it around. There's logarithmic. There's regular. You can see on the regular time frame, it got much, much steeper, and we actually see it cross over our price, or our price cross over our trend line at different points. Here, it crosses over at 55.6. Move to the logarithmic. Here it crosses over at 55.3. So we actually do see slight differences, and that's really the most tangible difference you're going to see switching between the logarithmic and the arithmetic scale. So yet again, it really only changes how you view and your perspective of the chart. It's not something that's completely drastic in terms of trading style or where you're going to be entering and exiting, but it will affect your chart in that very specific circumstance where you have a sloped trend line and you're looking for confirmations. So just a little quote: generally speaking, penetration of a logarithmically drawn trend line is more accurate in reflecting trend reversals than is penetration of an arithmetically drawn trend line. Take it how you feel. I believe that does apply to cryptocurrency trading, but you really just have to make sure you do have confirmations from separate indicators as well, and not just depend on a sloped trend line. So next, let's go over the 3 elements of successful trading. Yet another little fun list by John J. Murphy in his book, Technical Analysis of the Financial Markets, what really acts as a reference encyclopedia for a lot of my trading and a lot of these lessons. So Murphy actually lays out a succinct list of trading factors that I find to be highly applicable to crypto markets. Those 3 factors are price forecasting, timing, and money management. So I think this aligns pretty well with the format of the trade outline. So the trade outline, the steps that you go through as you're looking to open a trade, what you're writing down in your trading notebook, everything you're tracking, and I'll go through them real quick. So first is price forecasting. And whenever you're trying to determine or going through the steps of price forecasting, you're most likely going to be determining the direction of the trend and where you expect that trend to continue. If you're trend following, if that's your strategy, and we're currently in a bull trend, you probably expect the trend to continue in a bullish manner. Same with the opposite. But basically, if the price forecast is wrong, nothing else that follows will work. And this makes a lot of sense. It's kind of intuitive. If you are predicting that the price is going to remain bullish, and you end up making a trading tactics, you move on to the next step, and you open up a short trade, then it's not going to work out. Also, the opposite of that is if you're expecting the price to be bullish and you're wrong about that, and we end up confirming for bearishness, it doesn't matter where you enter your trade towards the long side, it's going to fail. So trading tactics, also known as timing, is really all about determination of specific entry and exit points and requires use of technical tools and analysis. So for price forecasting, you can use a combination of technical tools and fundamentals, but for trading tactics, you pretty much will necessitate, it will pretty much necessitate technical tools in order to determine where you want to enter and exit. Also, it's quite possible to be correct in the direction of the market, but still lose money on a trade if the timing is off. And I'm sure we've all experienced this quite a few times. I've definitely experienced it too often. You can be very correct about being bullish or about being bearish for the time being for your current chart and your current pair. But if you buy at the wrong price and sell at the wrong price, if you get in too late or you get into or you get out too early, you can very well lose money while being correct about the direction of the trend. Finally, money management, and this is really just goes into kind of risk reward ratios, risk management, managing your money, determination of position size, where are you going to set your stop points, number of concurrent positions, etc. Basically, how many positions do you have? How much are you putting into each trade? How many trades do you run at the same time? Like how many are you comfortable with? And then your overall risk reward ratios, your stop loss points, everything like that. It all goes into money management. It's the final step. Money management increases the odds that the trader will survive to reach the long run. So long-term profitability is really dependent on, most of the time, your stop losses and your risk reward ratios, as well as your success rate. But your risk reward ratios and your stop losses are really what are going to determine, perfecting those is what's going to determine if you get that long-term profitability and you reach those profit percentages that you're aiming for. So a very basic breakdown that if you wanted to skip this entire slide, all you have to say is price forecasting tells the trader what to do, whether you're going to buy or sell long or short. Timing helps decide when to do it and where to do it at what price. And money management determines how much to commit to the trade, as well as how many trades to open at one time. That really, I could have just read the last sentence on the slide and it would have covered everything just as well. So last time we talked about Bruce Kovner, a master trader from the early 2000s. 2002 to 2012 was probably his most famous trading run. And we're going to talk about an even bigger legend, definitely more infamous guy, Paul Tudor Jones, PTJ. So Paul Tudor Jones is a famed technical stock market and futures trader known primarily for his aggressive trading style and management of the Tudor Futures Fund. He's almost entirely dependent on the technicals of the chart. He's on the chart all the time. Even during this interview that I referenced for this slide, he was trading the NASDAQ at the current time. And it was right before the futures market, the international futures market was opening. It's just insane. This guy's managing, I think he's worth $8 billion or so, and he says he has over 85% of his personal capital in his own fund because he believes that's where the least amount of risk is. Whenever he's actively managing his money, that's where he has the most trust in. He's not split up between the NASDAQ or mutual funds and bonds and then a little bit of his own trading. It's almost all in his personal trading. And I would say that's a lot of confidence in your strategy and in your psychology. So that's just kind of inspiring. Just a fun fact, in 1987, October 1987, what's known as Black Monday, the Dow Jones Industrial Average dropped 22%, which was low compared to some international markets. So I think the Singaporean averages dropped right around 45% in one day. In that very same month, Paul Tudor Jones actually averaged a 62% profit. And then for that entire year, had a net profit of 125%. So that's probably one of the major reasons that he's considered a trading legend. But it's just some really fantastic stuff. And it's always inspiring to see guys that just have a masterful understanding of the market and very good psychology, very good kind of emotional management. So some key lessons. What can we learn from this master, from this guy with a crazy track record that's been trading futures markets for over, probably 35 years now. So number one, don't ever average losers. Decrease your trading volume when you're trading poorly, increase your volume when you're trading well. A lot of this goes into his style of actively adding to or detracting from a position over time. I personally am not a huge fan of that for cryptocurrency, just because it's something that you really get into whenever you're an institutional trader like himself, whenever he's managing hundreds upon hundreds of millions of dollars. It makes sense that you're going to be averaging up and averaging down, and it's a little bit of a separate strategy. You can definitely apply it to cryptocurrency. Let's say that you're opening a Bitcoin long and you are sure about your trade, you're confirmed in everything, and you put in 1% of your overall capital. We move higher, and then we get a very good confirmation, very good news. Everything is aligning. Even though we've moved up another 3% towards the long side, you can actually add an additional 1% of your capital and average in a little bit higher towards the long side. That's what I would call adding to your trade or decreasing from your trade as we move lower. You can actually also apply this to the frequency of your trades. So if you're not doing well, go ahead and either pull back the number of trades that you have running concurrently, or pull back just the average volume for your trades. So whenever you're trading poorly, that's when you want to be investing the least amount of money, because you'll probably be performing the worst. Next, never trade in situations where you don't have control. This goes into what I've been talking about for the past few streams, where always have a reason to enter your trade, a reason for the price that you're actually exiting at. If you don't have a reason, if you don't have an understanding, then it's most likely you compare it to gambling or, playing blackjack or poker. There's just a 50-50 chance, and you don't have any risk reward ratios, don't have any risk management set up. You don't understand why if the price moves higher and you succeed in your trade, you don't understand why you entered at that point and exited at that point, then you're not going to learn anything from it, and you're not going to get better as a trader. You just kind of got lucky that one time. So don't trade in situations where you don't have control or don't understand why you don't have control. Regarding losing positions, this one's a little bit confusing. Just depending on your strategy. So he says, get out because you can always get back in. There's nothing better than a fresh start. A lot of this goes into if you have a losing streak, then maybe it's time to take a week away from trading and say, all right, let me revisit my strategy. Let me start over again, start small, and build back up to those trading numbers that I'm comfortable with. This can also go to and specifically apply for if you don't have a stop loss set. So if you have a stop loss set, you want to make sure that you're not following this. You want to get out only whenever our stop loss hits. But if you don't have a stop loss set and maybe you're down 20% on a coin, his take on the situation is get out because you can always get back in. You can always see a confirmation back towards the long side. You can always set a stop loss for that new trade. You can always just re-enter at any time. You can reset the trade. So even though you're down 20%, you could always reset the trade, wait for that long side confirmation or a downside confirmation, open a short. There's always a way to kind of just say, all right, I need a fresh start. I need to reset my mindset on this, even just clear all your lines from the chart, redraw everything, create a new thesis, and just follow your strategy again, give it another shot. Next, the most important rule of trading is to play great defense, not great offense. This is really all about preserving capital. Excuse me. So basically, personally, this applies to stop losses the most for me in terms of playing great defense. The only thing you can really do to play great defense is, number one, make sure your risk reward ratios are solid. Make sure your risk management is good. Make sure you're not risking too much of your overall capital in terms of per trade. But most importantly, making sure you have stop losses set is pretty much your main line of defense on the trading side, because if you make sure that you're maxing out the absolute most you could ever lose on this trade is 2.5%, that's where I have my stop loss set, and I'm not losing it, or I'm not moving it, then you know the exact amount of capital that is possible to lose. It's always possible to exit out of that trade, try again, and succeed on a long side trade that moves up 7%. But if you're down, 30, 40%, you didn't set that stop loss, then that's going to be a lot worse than the possibility of maybe gaining 25, 30, 40% because of the way the percentages work and actually rebuilding your capital. So next, and finally, don't be a hero. This is really just kind of a fun thing. Don't be a hero. Don't have an ego. Always question yourself and your ability. Don't feel that you're very good. The second you do, you are dead. I don't know. I wouldn't apply this to myself or probably most kind of amateur or retail traders, even professional traders. But an institutional guy like himself, where he's managing hundreds of millions of dollars, it kind of makes sense that he has to have a mindset like this, where he's like, I'm not the king of the world. Even if I have 5 trades in a row that work out, I don't know everything about the markets. Kind of just stay humble, stick to your strategy, and don't let emotions sway, especially when you're doing well. That's really what I get out of that. So next, and the last slide before we get into both the giveaway and the chart analysis, we actually have multiple giveaways, so make sure you guys have those Telegram and Discord handles ready. We'll probably get to that giveaway or those giveaways in right around 15-20 minutes. So if you guys want to go grab a coffee or some dessert, I don't know, some people are in Japan, some people are all over the world, so I don't really know the time zones. But the moving average indicator, this is actually going to be a two-parter. Today we're going to go over the mechanics, and then next week we're going to go over application and strategy. So I'm first going to talk about how moving averages are formed and the different variations of moving averages, and then next week, once we have this background, we're going to get into actually how to apply it to your chart and some strategy for how to apply it to your trades. So first, a moving average is by definition an average of historical price levels plotted over time. So if you're ever looking at a moving average, and let's say it's a moving average 14. Your input is 14, which is the average of the last 14. Let's say you're on the daily chart, the average of the last 14 days of price or price action, price levels plotted to that point. So let's say you've got your moving average. If you pick any certain point on that moving average, you go, all right, this day, this level for the moving average, and your moving average is $35 for that day. That means that price is an average of the last 14 days of price. And it's actually reflected or calculated using our close. And you can claim your candlestick close price, and you can change that. That's called our source. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself. So there's two inputs for a moving average. Inputs are basically settings, ways you can manipulate or change how your moving average looks, how any indicator looks. So number of periods and price source. Number of periods is also number of candlesticks. So let's say you're on the daily candlestick chart and you set your moving average input or your number of periods to 150. Your moving average is going to calculate its price or its level based on the last 150 days of price action. And this is going to move over time. So for that day, it's the last 150 days. We move over to the next day, it's the last 150 days from that level or from that day, on and on and on. And that's where we get our price or our moving average price plotted over time and how it's depicted as a line. So next we have source, and this is something I definitely would not change if you're just adding a moving average to your chart. I personally keep my source on close, which is a default. Keep it to the default, and I haven't changed it. I've messed around with changing it to opens or changing it to averages. There are a few different ways you can source your price level for your moving averages, but I would keep it on close until you've really locked in a good strategy and locked in your number of periods. So let's move over to the chart. I'll show you guys how to add it and how to change those settings real quick. So let's remove this from the chart. So first, let's go ahead and just add a moving average. We're going to click on indicators up here. We're going to type in MA, and that's going to give us a moving average. We're going to click on it real quick on trading view. And now we've got our moving average up through here. You can see it's the blue line that's moving along the price, kind of just bouncing back and forth between our candlesticks. And that's because our moving average input is really tight. It's a 9 right now. We're going to go to settings. And there's two things that we can change or that we're going to want to change. There's the length and there's the source. And offset is just going to complicate things right now. Source is going to complicate things right now. As you can see, you can change it from open to close, the high to low, and different types of averages. We're going to keep that on close, and all we're going to focus on is our length. So let's go ahead and change it from 9 to 100 and see how that looks. And this is on the daily chart. So this is going to calculate for the last 100 days plotted. So let's look at this area through here, $48,831 on February 11th, 2022. So on February 11th, 2022, the last 100 days of price action gave us an average of right around $48,000, 48,000, whatever that price was. And that's going to continue over time. It's a, you can almost consider it, how would I say that? I'll think of a better way to say that. Whenever we refer to it as a support and resistance, we actually see it act as a solid support and resistance on the daily charts for our current Bitcoin to US dollar. So let's move back here. We're going to talk about the different variations. I don't want to get into actual application just yet because we're gonna complicate things. Let's get into the variations real quick. So common variations include the EMA or the exponential moving average and the WMA or the weighted moving average. The regular moving average, the one that we just added, can also be referred to as the SMA or the simple moving average. So let's go over the WMA first. Actually, let's talk about how a moving average is weighted. So the differences between the simple moving average, the W moving average, the weighted moving average, and the exponential moving average are going to be how much weight you are applying to each day. So let's change it to 9 periods. You have 9 periods. For each of those 9 periods previous, you say, all right, our price is 49,000, then it's 48,000, then it's 47,000. For a simple moving average, you say, all right, we have an equal amount of weight applied to each of those previous periods, each of those previous days. The only thing that's going to change when we move from our simple moving average to our weighted moving average to our exponential moving averages is how we weight those previous days. The weighting moving average is going to add more weight to our most recent price action. The exponential moving average is going to add even more weight to our recent price action. What this is going to reflect, how we're going to see it change on the chart, is it's going to be a little bit more reactive to our most recent price action as we move towards our weighted and our exponential moving averages. So our exponential moving average is going to be very sticky to our recent price movement. Our simple moving average is going to be a lot smoother. It's going to give equal weight to the last maybe 9 periods rather than giving more weight to that very last period when we saw that big price increase. So the simple moving average gives very flat, equal weight to each of our periods. The weighted moving average gives almost a sloped diagonal amount of weight. So we give the most weight to our very most recent period, and then less and less and less over time. The exponential moving average gives a little bit of weight to our very latest, our oldest price movement, our price action, and then the very most weight moving at an exponential rate to our most recent price. So that is how our exponential, our weighted moving average, and our simple moving averages are calculated and formed. Again, we're going to see the EMA as the most sensitive to recent price action, more sensitive than both the SMA and the WMA. The weighted moving average is going to be more sensitive than the simple moving average, but less sensitive than the exponential. And we're going to get into how you can apply that to your chart and some strategies you can use as well. So let's go ahead and get into, I say, what are you guys thinking? Should we do a giveaway? I have three things to give away. So I'm going to give away maybe one now and then 2 at the end. What are you guys thinking? Should we do them all now? Should we do them all at the end? Should we do some now, some at the end? Let me know. But also, if anybody has chart requests, and before anybody says anything about the giveaway, if anybody has a good chart request, I'll do that as well. All right, let's do some arithmetic and logarithmic for OGN. I believe we did some OGN price analysis last time. So let's go ahead and move back, and then we'll see. All right, people are saying sure. Okay, so we'll do some OGN, and then we'll do one giveaway real quick. Some now, some at the end. I agree. All right. So OGN, let's find that yet again. I think that was on, is that on a different? No, there's one on Bybit. I just don't have it favorited. All right, this is the daily. Let's go ahead and reset this. Let's change it to the 4-hour so we can see a little bit more price movement. Let's take off our moving average because there's not a lot. There's definitely barely 100 periods. So OGN, yet again, we don't have a lot of price movement. I do remember this chart from last time. And I'm going to show you how it looks on it's currently on the logarithmic scale. Let's change it to the regular. See how that changes things. Doesn't change a lot. Let's go ahead and stretch it out a little bit. See if we see a little bit more difference. Arithmetic, logarithmic, not a lot of difference. Let's go ahead and see what that price movement is. So right around 58 cents for the bottom of this, or this support through here, up to right around 74. So it is a decent percentage, but we're just not seeing it reflected too heavily. So right around 28%. So it's not huge. So here's the logarithmic yet again. There's regular. Not a lot of changes. So something you'd see for a chart like this where we don't see extreme amounts of price movement. We don't have extreme amounts of price movement to exaggerate. So that's why we don't see a large difference between the logarithmic and I'm just checking on these. Any all-in call, sir? All right, let's do one giveaway, and then let's do all of this chart analysis. I'm going to write down all of these. So we've got Sol, we've got Cardano, and we've got Waves. Oh, Waves is a tough one. right now. That's some wacky price movement. All right, any more? All right, I can't see the latest comment from my end, but that'll come through in just a moment. Let's do one quick giveaway. It'll be real fun. All right, so yet again, for the giveaways, make sure you either have your Telegram name or your Discord name, and make sure that you are currently joined into a Bybit or a Bybit Telegram or Discord, because that's how we're going to get your user ID, and that's how we're going to be able to distribute the rewards. Just a quick shout out while there's a good amount of people in here. If there is Ace Tylene is a Telegram name that I picked last time, that was randomly picked to win the $100 US dollar Tether giveaway. We cannot find your Telegram. Ace Tylene is not it's a channel. It's not a username. So Ace Tylene, I do remember your avatar. If you are in here, go ahead and let us know either a Discord or a Telegram name that is for your personal Telegram or Discord, because we have not been able to reach out to you to distribute those rewards. So yeah, hopefully he joins in over these next couple weeks. Otherwise, we'll have to figure something out. But let's go ahead and move over. So let's move to here. Here's how we're going to enter. You guys are going to want to go to menti.com, either on your phone or your computer. Let's present this. Let's open voting. Go to menti.com and type in the following code, 42030331, and this giveaway is going to be for $50 of US dollar Tether. So 50 US dollar Tether. If you would like, go ahead and go to menti.com, type in code 42030331. Scammers incoming. Yeah, I know. The owner passed a proposal to liquidate shorters. I did see there was like a Twitter write-up about some type of controversy with buying back Waves and their stable coin. Greg from CryptoBeat sent that over to me. I believe he's in on a Waves short from 38, I think. But he also, back when we were this was like a month ago, he was on a Waves short from $16, and then it ran up to 48. I think he got stopped out of that. But then whenever it broke back down, he got into a short at 38, and I'm not sure what it is now. I can take a look at the price on my own real quick. Stablecoin dropped from 1 to 81. Oh my Lord, that is big. All right, so we'll give it maybe a minute or two more on the giveaway, just to make sure. So if you guys haven't added yours yet, make sure to do Dash, either Telegram or Discord. That just helps me out a lot. Otherwise, we'll message you on both. Yeah. Oh man, less than 80 cents. That is big news. I'm gonna check that out real quick while give you guys a couple more minutes. Let's check out Waves, and we can all look at the price, the chart in just a minute. Waves on Bybit. $27.80. I mean, look at that price movement from the end of March. You rarely see things like this. This is like 2017, 2018 price. No, like 2018 into the 2019 bear run. 32 for the breakout, up to a peak of 63, and then right back down. That's crazy. It took 7 days, 8 hours to go from 32 to 63 down to 32. That is big. All right, let's make sure that we can get everybody not stable then. Nope, USDN not doing so well, but fun to trade. It's a great opportunity, no matter what happens. All right, let's close this out in about 1 minute. That way, anybody that's like making an account, anybody that is looking up their username, Oluwaz Andy has been a part of every single giveaway so far and already won the derivatives bonus. Oh, a quick update, Andy, because you asked me about how long it takes. I spoke to some people and it should take no more than 20 days, 20 business days. But I submitted yours quite a while back, like 3 weeks back, so it should come in very soon. Do let me know when it comes in, though, because I would like to confirm that. And I've still got you on my list to make sure you get that. And yet again, Ace Tylene on Telegram. I remember what your avatar looks like, but that is not a functional Telegram name. All right, let's do this giveaway. Let's do it. So we're gonna close it out. So I'm closing it in 3, 2, and 1. Voting's closed. Let me pull all of this data. We got 21 participants, it looks like. Let's go ahead. Let's just go back to the chart. I'll show that while I'm getting the downloading the results. So if you guys want to see what we were talking about in chat, that's the waves chart. All right. We got 36 participants, actually, not 21. My bad. Wait, no. Okay. Session 5. So actually we've got 21. That's correct. All right. Let us go to the Wheel of Names. And we're going to paste all of these. That should be everybody. Yep, 21 entries, matching with 21 entries. And final comments, final votes. Anybody got a prediction? Let's go ahead and spin it. For the $50 US dollar Tether spot giveaway. Oop. Hey, why? 626. You are the first winner. Congratulations. Hey, why? If you are in chat, go ahead and let me know. Hey, why 626. If that is your Telegram or Discord, that would help out a lot. That would help a ton. Rug pull. I mean, it's not necessarily a rug pull. It's just like a ton of manipulation on the exchange side. Not that it's the exchanges, but it's the way that there's a good write-up on Twitter. I'll see if I can throw the link in, I guess, in a little bit. I guess afterwards. All right. If you are Hey Y626, go ahead and let me know. Go ahead and let me know if that is your Discord or your Telegram. Otherwise, we'll message you on both. Or we won't message you. Actually, you will need to be in the Bybit channel. Make sure you are part of the Bybit channel, or Telegram or Discord. And we're going to ping you there. And then you send us a PM. That way we're not, to make sure we're not spamming you. So, all right. I guess I'll get into the chart analysis. And if Hey Y626 happens to either come back or turn their volume up or something, then we can get that info. So, waves. Let's do some analysis on waves because a lot of people were requesting that. I will tell you right now, we can do our chart analysis as much as we want, but this price movement is going to be very affected by whatever news we see or hear over the next coming weeks, because there's obviously some big fundamentals that are going on, some big sentiment that's going on relating to this price movement, but we can still identify good support and resistances. So let's see what we can find. It's a situation, we move to the logarithmic, and you can see that it's actually useful. We actually see a price change. We actually see it. So this is a very good example. So logarithmic, regular, exaggerated up here, not very exaggerated up here. The opposite, actually, logarithmic, and it's more evened out. It's a little bit more smooth. So let's see if we can find anything. Now this is going to be our breakout zone through here. It's not going to have a huge effect on our current price. I like that. That's going to be, well, no, we want to go, That's tough. That could be a range. Could be from there. Actually, no, we came back down. We held support. Yeah, that's way better alignment. Going too quick. All right, so 3187.5, and that's where we saw that touch up against through here. We're seeing lower lows. We are seeing lower highs as well. So if we're looking for our general kind of very short-term trend, there to there, I wouldn't trade off of this. These wouldn't act as confirmations or anything. This is just kind of identifying what our trend looks like. It looks like we got flat support through there based on closes. So not lower lows. Actually, a higher low based on shadows, lower lows based on shadows. We're seeing a squeeze in volatility. Now, we don't have enough price information yet in terms of this formation. What, just like a wild prediction, do something like that. If we can continue to hug this bottom side, we can continue to hug closes towards right around 27.8. That wouldn't surprise me a lot at all. And if we continue to form lower highs, that would go ahead and predict a push down towards the short side, actually. But a lot of it is going to be actual institutional retail traders almost acting as market makers and like being the forces themselves, saying kind of all responding to this sentiment and this news. We actually see a lot of the price action look like a standard, like it would be a standard bearish triangle, right angle triangle. If we saw a continuation of this, if we saw this remain flat, our support remain flat, and our resistance remain, make that red for resistance, or we continue a continuation of lower highs based on both our shadows and our closes, that would say, all right, we're most likely going to, if we can see a breakdown below that level, the odds are highest towards a breakdown. And that just, it aligns perfectly with sentiment. But basically, it's most likely sentiment and the news that is pushing the price lower, but our technical analysis still looks very standard and still like reflects the exact same thing. Like you can look at the technicals without even knowing about the fundamentals and say, all right, we're bearish. Or you can look at the fundamentals without even looking at the chart and say we're bearish as well. So that is waves. Let's see. Do you have a private group where you share charts? I do not. I just create YouTube content for Bybit. Pump it Bybit. That is an order. I don't know if anybody's going to be able to help waves right now. If this news is still all right, we got that telegram. Sorry. If this news continues, we see more confirmation, more stuff coming out. But let's keep a close eye on that. Unless the proposal passes in 2 days and they can liquidate the big shorter. Ooh, I haven't heard about that. Well, I thought it had to do with the Waves project itself. Maybe that was like a conspiracy thread. I don't want to go into that then. But just throwing out ideas. I just read a lot about how they had a lot of volume on exchanges in terms of like swapping Waves for USDN. All right, so we got the Telegram. Let's do Solana real quick. Actually, no, let's do one more giveaway. We'll do one more giveaway. We'll do Solana. We'll do one more giveaway after that, and then we'll do ADA, and then we'll close it out. Maybe a little bit of bit analysis, I see. All right, so back to Menti. Let's go ahead and... Yeah, let's reset the results. That way we've got good odds or a fair chance. So anybody who's new can join in. So we're going to reset. And so it's going to be the exact same code, the exact same thing that we just did. Voting is open. The exact same thing. And this time we're going to do one more $50 US dollar Tether giveaway. And then I guess I'll reveal the surprise. The very last giveaway will be one, where do I have it? One ticket to the NFT Paris event. That is a digital event, a digital ticket, but very exciting. It's coming up very soon. I'm going to look up that date in just a moment. It's a $400 value. And you can check out everything they have to offer. Maybe let's look into it at the end here. So I haven't looked into NFT Paris too much just yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to try to get a ticket myself, but it should be very exciting. All right. Code. All right. This is the Waves proposal. All right, hopefully you can send a link in here. I'm not sure if you can. But if you would like to join the giveaway for the $50 US dollar tether, go ahead and go to menti.com. Use the code 4203-0331. This is just a regular spot giveaway. We got 6 people so far. Anybody new? Menti.com, code 4203-0331. We're going to do a $50 US dollar tether giveaway, which Hey Y 626. I like that name for some reason. It's funky. Already won $50. We got one more $50 giveaway we're doing right now. At the very end, everybody's going to have one more chance to win something for that NFT Paris event virtual ticket giveaway. $400 value. If anybody's interested in NFTs, you're probably watching some, yeah, there's probably gonna be some celebrities there talking about. There's some big NFT names, but we'll look into that at the end. We'll see who's gonna be there, so that's exciting. All right, let's give it around 2 more minutes, maybe 1 or 2 minutes, while we look at NFT Paris real quick. So let's see who's gonna be on the docket. Paris. This is in French. All right, so it is in 3 days, April 12th. That's a Tuesday, I believe. Let's check out the speakers. 100+ speakers. We go here. Speakers. So more developers than or more developers and execs than NFT people. I guess it's Solana, Algorand, Sotheby's. I'm going straight for NFT artists. Sandbox. All right. Oh wow. Ripple, NFT Trade. Venture Fund, L'Oreal, HBAR. Wow. Yeah, so not as many artists as I was expecting. That's, I don't know why I kind of went straight for that, but a lot of execs, a lot of project founders and such. All right, back to the giveaway. We got 15 people. Oh, let's go ahead and close it out. How to get free NFT? I am not sure. I do not know. If you find out a way, you let me know. All right, so let's go ahead and close this out in about 10 seconds. It's going to be for the $50 US dollar tether giveaway. Make sure you've got a wallet set up for that as well. And if you do end up winning, if you did submit your name, make sure to stick around in case you didn't put Telegram or Discord so that I can, so we can reach out to you. All right, that was the last one. Let's go ahead and close it out. Go back to this beautiful waves chart. That's all we need to look at. Is there a way we can look at waves to Bitcoin after? Well, actually, we'll do Solana first. We want to keep it in order. Export. All right. Oluwaz Andy in here every time. You get the best chances of all right, so share this tab. Close. All right, 16 people. Clear results. And let's do this. For the $50 US dollar tether spot giveaway. Oh, Oluwaz. Oh, wow. All right, fair's fair. I can't wait to read the comments. That is insane. I want to see the comments so bad. Waves. Oh. Let's see. GG's. Yeah. This is unfair. I know. But I gave everybody a chance. Everybody's got a chance to win you know, all 3 times. I think it's only fair. I don't want to say maybe we'll set up a different way in the future, but he willed it to happen. Rigged. I know. Hey, wise Brandon's alt. Oh man. All right, let's do a little bit more chart analysis while we all recover from Haywise luck. We'll do Solana, we'll do ADA Cardano, and then we'll do the NFT Paris ticket, the e-ticket. Oh man, this is why I use this website, the Wheel of Names thing, because you know it's very transparent that let's go back. Very transparent that it's random, so I'm glad I did that. All right, let's pull all this off real quick. No, I said I'd do Solana first. All right, so Solana, let's move out to the 4-hour. Still got all this leftover stuff from last week. Zoom out, make sure we're on the log. We are. Let's see on the way down, what are we looking at? So number one, we identify our trend. We're currently in a bear trend. We don't see confirmation towards the long side just yet. Where would we see that? We'd see that around there, mix between there up to here. So just going for this, the most obvious stuff first in terms of horizontal support or resistance flips. Excuse me. So here's where we go first. Excuse me, the coffee. So alignment towards the long side, confirmation and resistance at 122.01. Not perfect on the 4-hour, but it aligns just fine in my opinion. A little bit higher than that. I think we're fine. I think that's the best bet. If we moved higher, then we can just go with a gap or a percentage base, like above there to there, 1.4, 1.25. So we don't need to draw 2 separate lines or 2 separate confirmations just in case, you know, we see a little bit of resistance there. Since we're going to be waiting for a little bit of percentage based confirmation anyway, waiting for our candlestick to close. If this, or just in case this ends up being a false resistance, then we're going to want to move lower in terms of our most previous. So just in case this is a tweezer top and it doesn't act as a proper resistance or even a proper confirmation, we're going to want to step down to the next lowest area of resistance or support, or you know, support and resistance flip. And I think that's going to be the best bet right now. It's right around 118.84. We can zoom out and see how that looks. That's for the long side. We're still seeing those higher lows towards the short side. You're looking at somewhere around there for support. It's really good alignment. Yellow for support. Zoom this in a bit. That makes the most sense to me. What is that range? 4.58 and 7.22%. That's not bad at all in terms of waiting for confirmation from this trading range. It's kind of what we're looking at. I think this is what we did. Did we do Solana analysis last time? Because I recognize actually a lot of this price action. Okay. So next, towards resistance. This is the most obvious in terms of from our peak, or like this rounding crest. It's 134. That's a little bit too much in my opinion, even if we went from here. So from here, a little bit of confirmation. Well, that's not bad. 12.5%. From there, a little bit of confirmation. 9.5%. But I would, just because, now where do we set our stop losses? Because that's really what's going to change everything. Let's set one up here, a little bit extended at, you know, 9 to 12%. And let's get a happy medium in terms of a sell target. First, let's draw these confirmations. They're going to be just above. I like to draw them as blue. Red for resistance, blue for confirmation, yellow for support. Why those colors? Not sure. I just got tired of green and red, I guess. And then next, happy medium. Let's measure 50%. 50% from there to there. That's 11.9, around 6 between there. Let's do 50% from here. It's right around 15, 7.5. It's a little bit lower, so I like the other one a little bit better. And what do we want to do? Do we want to bring it here? We want to bring it below one of these shadows. Got a little bit of alignment here based on these previous shadows. I don't want to bring it all the way down here. Doesn't seem worth it. So let's say like right here, just below that first shadow, the slightly higher bottom side shadow. That's going to be our second or our primary cell target. And let's remeasure. 4.7, 9.87, 7.3, 12.77. Now let's look for a stop loss. I say we just pull this one. That makes the most sense to me. Or you could do like a combination of a close above and then price action above, or yeah, like a close above blue and then price action above here. I think this would work out fine as a solid outline as long as we put a majority percentage towards this at 128 and actually just bring this down a little bit. Just below 128, 127,895, and do a large majority here. Remeasure that. 7.28, 12.9. Maybe it's just the way I'm looking at it, but it seems extreme. All right, so now for stop loss, I usually just like to measure and bring it down until we see good alignment. 1.41, not terrible. 2.30, I think no matter where we put it, we're going to be just fine in this situation. Let's actually measure it here. That's 4.4, but that's a little bit too much compared to our 7.35. We want to keep it right around half, which would be 3.65. Maybe through here. But there's no obvious area. What we're going to do is actually move into the 2 hour real quick and take one look at this area through here. See if there's any good alignment. Bring it down. Not terrible here. I'm really starting to lean towards this area. Now we would have, okay, here's the situation that I would actually like the most for this outline. That would be there. So our stop loss. Nope, get horizontal, please. Sorry, I'm really getting into this Solana chart real quick. Sometimes you just get sucked in and you want to finish it. All right, this is what I've got. And it seems weird in terms of our risk reward ratio, and we can throw that up on the chart real quick. It seems super imbalanced. So the risk is 1.41. The reward is 7.29 for risk reward ratio of 5.19. But in this situation, if I was to trade this for educational and financial purposes only, this would be like a trade that you want to re-enter. So there's certain situations like this where if you have, like you're risking it with the higher probability of actually hitting the stop loss than of hitting your target, but your sell target is, and your risk reward is high enough that for the one time that we do hit our sell target, as long as we don't hit, 5.19, an average of 5.19 stop losses, then we'll actually net positive, not accounting for fees. Placed long order swing trading. Not sure what you mean there. Don't forget to share your private Telegram group. I do not have a private Telegram group, but you can join Bybit's Telegram group. Have you faced this issue before? I have never faced this issue of two people or of one person winning both things. We've only been doing these giveaways for 2-3 weeks now. 2 weeks. This is the third week of doing giveaways. So let's go ahead and do the NFT Paris ticket. And then we'll do a tiny bit of ADA analysis. Then we'll close it out because we're getting a little long here. It's about to be lunchtime. All right, very last giveaway. Let's go ahead and reset these results. Now, I think let's just do it. I'm not even going to think about the possibility of Haywire winning all three. We're opening up voting. Share this tab. Any other giveaway coming? Yep, we're doing it right now. We're doing one NFT Paris giveaway, ticket. Excuse me, one NFT Paris ticket for that event that is on Tuesday, April 12th of next week. So coming up. All right, it's open. If you'd like to join the giveaway, if you'd like a chance to win the ticket, go to menti.com and use the code 42030331. Go ahead and do me a favor and type in your name and then either Telegram or Discord. That helps me out a lot. We've already given away 2 US dollar tether lots. Oh man, this is hilarious. How can I get a Bybit hoodie? I'm not sure if these are for sale yet, but we are working on getting some Bybit merch packs to give away on this very stream. So maybe in a couple weeks from now, instead of we'll keep doing the US dollar tether giveaways every single week, but instead of the NFT Paris ticket giveaway, because it'll have already passed, we're going to work on getting some Bybit merch, maybe some more exclusive tickets, stuff like that. Hey why winner again? You guys will, I don't know what's going to happen if that happens. I can't even think about it. I'm not even going to think about it. Everybody, all right, we got 14 people. We're seeing Haywire. Haywire's in it again. He said, you know what? If I can do 2, I can do 3. Top secret. Good morning to everybody that's joined the stream late. We are actually, we're closing out in probably about 5 or 10 minutes. We're going to do this very last giveaway. We got 17 people in so far. We're going to do some ADA Cardano, very quick analysis, and then we're going to close it out. And I will see you guys next week. Bybit merch will always be free. All right, let's give it maybe 2 more minutes. Let's go ahead and take a look at this. Switch over. We move over to ADA real quick and set it up while we let the last few people check it out. Send you some Bybit merch. I'm going to figure that out. I'm going to figure out the process for that, because I'm still learning. All right. Did I just close it out by accident? Did I? I don't think so. Okay, yeah, because you can still go. It's still open. Yeah, it's still open. All right, so let's give it around 30 more seconds. Then we're going to close it out. Yet again, this is for the NFT Paris virtual tickets. I'm not sure. I'm sure there are actual tickets to that as well, like physical tickets if you're in Paris. I'd be curious about that. Let's give it about 20 more seconds. Let's see, ADA, we'll set this up. Make sure we're all clear. 4 hour, let's move to the daily. All right, seems like that's just about everybody. We're gonna close it out in 3, 2, 1. Voting is closed. Let me go ahead and pull this data. Share this while I do that. Exports. All right, I believe we had 20 or 21. Share this tab. Okay. Clear results. All right, 20 entries. Let me just double check. That's correct. 20 entries. All right. Haywire's right there. Let's just do it. Again, we're not thinking about the possibility of a triple winner. Okay, all right. Bybit ITSA. Bybit on Telegram. It is the winner for the NFT Paris virtual ticket. Congratulations. And that is a Telegram. Now, guys, both Haywire and Bybit make sure that you're around and checking in every now and then on your Telegram, because we're going to ping you in the Bybit chat, and that's how you were going to provide us with the way to deliver these rewards. So for the US dollar tether and the NFT ticket, we're going to need you guys to be, we'll probably ping you either this week or next. I'll double check real quick before we end this though. So let's go ahead and move over to ADA. Let's check out the chat real quick. Congratulations. Haywire, Telegram, I already got you. Show your hoodie. This is the hoodie. Thanks, Kilo. They're very cool. And there's also the cups. We're gonna get put together some packs to give away, with hopefully some like coffee mugs, some shirts, just anything that we can put together. It's gonna be fun. Yeah, maybe some Bybit cowboy hats. All right, let's go ahead and do this ADA analysis. Close this stream out because this is the longest one yet. All right, not too much price history on this one. Goes back to about, wow, March 18th, 21. But we're not going to need anything older than probably this through here. Really May, July, August. Okay, yeah, we got plenty of price action. All right, what are we looking at for the long side? Start with the daily. I don't think we need to move out to the weekly, especially for the intermediate term. We're just going to draw something like this, just something, and then we're going to actually zoom in and change that up. Anything towards the short side, any type of support, maybe through there. Let's just draw it. We're going to draw it, and then we're going to move it. No, wow. Is that $1? Yeah, that's close to $1. What was I thinking? Of course it's $1. It's 88 Cardano. Can't forget about $1. It's one of my favorite charts to trade. All right. That's what we're going to go with. Then we're going to move into the 4-hour. We're going to keep it easy. No need to make it complicated. All right, moving higher. Let's see. What are we looking at? All right. So situation right here where we have our actual resistance at right around $1.21, and not at this through here. That's a whipsaw. Not at 123. It's actually at 121. See if the situation is the same through here, and it might just be, except it's just a little bit of slippage actually. So this is more of, let's zoom into that. So it's kind of a separate situation. It just depends how you classify it. So if we move back to this situation, you could call it slippage, you could call it a whipsaw. We push back up, we come straight back down, and we continue to hold that same resistance. Same with these situations. Push back up, try to come back down hard, push back up, tweezer top, push and continue to hold that resistance. Push back up. It's the exact same formation. These little, I forgot what these are called. They're Japanese candlestick formations. It's not a falling three. They're two red. Basically, they're whipsaws for the back. For a continuation of the exact same resistance at 121. So that's the long side confirmation for like the intermediate term at the moment. Now, if we zoom in for the range, we're going to hold support based on the psychological right around $1 flat. And then we need any support above there. So it looks like based on this and based on our breakouts, that's a decent area. Should we bring that lower? Should we bring that to the shadow? Or should we do it based on closes? So we're going to draw it first, and then we're going to go and we're going to look at it. We're going to analyze. So that's what we have based on, what's that, shadows or closes? I think that was shadows. Yeah. See if there's anything back here. And it looks decent, but it's not super clean. None of it's super clean. Now, what if we moved higher, and what if we go to here? Is that going to align? for the what looks like our actual price confirmation rather than our close confirmation, somewhere closer to there, that might, if that lines up, that's our spot. Yeah, I'd say it's right around there. Now, do we want to bring that lower to align better here? Yes, we want to prefer our local price action, bring that down just a little bit. It's not going to matter too much at the moment, but it's just going to be a little bit more conservative, and that's fine, especially if we're moving towards the short side. Same with if you're setting a stop loss there and if you're on the long side. Now, anything towards a little bit of this short to intermediate term, I'd call it short-term long side price action. Looks like we've got something here, something between, yet again, a nice little range between there and here based on either closes or shadows. Now, what we can do in terms of kind of having a good compromise is we can wait for a close above here, as well as, so we need both, a conditional where we need both a, it's going to be resistance, both a close above $1.88, or no, a close above $1.09, as well as a shadow above $1.10. And that's not a lot of margin, nothing to worry about, 0.66%. You can even wait for a close and we'll most likely see that close above that second confirmation. That's what we would be looking at for a move in the short term towards the long side. Most likely a nice little build up to that if we saw that rather than just a straight break. Now for resistance, that looks like the best alignment, just off the cuff. It's not a huge move. Most likely going to require some amount of margin to, now, yeah, so it'd be above there. Most likely require some amount of margin to be worth it, right around 2.61%, depending on your fees. Now, anything above that, what we're looking for is our mix between our breakout area and our holds for this kind of range through here. So this is the top end of our range, 1.21. Where's the bottom end? Yeah. I'm trying to, there's a few situations where basically, and I can just do this real quick, basically you draw a very tight range for a trading range, ignoring all of our slippage, ignoring all of our tweezers and everything like that, and then you draw secondaries. So you draw this resistance and you draw this support. This would be yellow, this would be red, this would be yellow, that would be red. And that's kind of like a double layered trading range where you'd say, all right, we have the highest probability of remaining within these two, almost like static Bollinger Bands, the highest probability of remaining within these two, and we have a lesser probability of remaining within these two, but it's still higher than exiting. But we want to keep this clean, and I really don't want to get into complicating it that much. So we're going to stick with this because this comes from the daily. We're going to move down. Let's move to the daily, see if there's anything that gives us good level. And it's going to be the same situation as Solana. We're almost going to try to identify something near the middle because there's nothing that really stands out. There's nothing that looks perfect. So towards the middle, we're going to measure from that confirmation. That's 0.12, so right around 12 cents, or 10.93, so right around 5.5%. We're going to go a little bit lower. Let's do like 5.08. That's fine with me. We go to there. There's the secondary sell target. We would most likely not hit this sell target until we see a continued confirmation. So for this trade outline, not financial advice, just an example. If we see the close above here, 1.09, you're looking at right around 2.6%, right? No, 3.2%. Not going for closes, we're waiting for this. We're waiting for that shadow above 2.47 and then 4.39. If we happen to close above there, you can split it up into two separate trades and continue that, to continue to trade and follow that bull run. But that would just be a very stark move to come straight down and then straight back up to the high side of this trading range at the moment. So it's just something that's going to require a little bit of margin and a little bit of peculiarity on the chart at the moment. It's a little bit finicky. ADA is usually not like that, but it is very short term compared to what I'm used to. Looks like B doing 4x daily. Is that V formation? Max signed F1 jacket, please. I would love that. I would love that. Hey, why scored praise though? This person is speaking from last 1 hour. That's true. I actually did a pretty good job. I'm slowing down a little bit, but usually I mix up my words and I stutter at this point just because my vocal cords are getting worn out. But I'm used to talking like this, doing these streams and everything. But I think that's what we have for this week. Next week, we're going to get into actual application of moving averages. We're going to do some more giveaways. Maybe we'll look into another expert or master trader, see if there's any good lessons we can learn from that. We're going to do some bit analysis because I saw that request and we didn't get a chance to get into it this week. So some bit analysis. Maybe we'll check in on waves again because that's fun. That's a really fun chart. Maybe I'll look for some other funky charts that we can just check out together. And let's see. Bybit ITSA. If you end up going to NFT Paris or if you end up attending that virtual event, Bybit ITSA, go ahead and let us know how it is, please. Let us know how it is. Because I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to get a ticket, but that should be a lot of fun. Some really good speakers. Hopefully we'll be able to see some recordings of it afterwards, but it's going to be really fun to see it live. And hopefully you take advantage of that. So we're going to get those rewards distributed. I believe the NFT Paris ticket will go out pretty much immediately. I'm going to submit that request today because it's on Tuesday and we need to get that out ASAP. For all of for Haywire, for your US dollar tether, it's going to take around 20 business days. There's a process that has to go through, distribution, rewards, everything like that. But you will get it, and I'm going to check on the rewards from last week as well. Yet again, Ace Tylene, if you are in this, go ahead and send a chat or put a comment down below. Because otherwise, I'll check next week and maybe the week after. But after that, if you don't claim those rewards and send a good, a functional username, we're going to have to give it to somebody else. But I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining into the stream this week. Go ahead and drop comments down below if you guys would like to see any analysis for next week, or join the Discord, join the Bybit Discord. Join the Bybit Telegram. I actually check on the Bybit Discord Crypto Beat channel before the stream each week to make sure to check if anybody has submitted chart requests. So if you're not going to be here, if you're not going to be able to watch the stream live, but you would like me to do some analysis over your favorite coin, over your favorite pair, check any of that out. Go ahead and go to the Bybit Discord Crypto Beat channel. And just type it in there, or just say hi and I'll say hi back. Also, you can check out the weekly video on the Bybit YouTube channel. It is called Crypto Beat. We're taking a break right now. There won't be one on Monday, but season 2 starts up just after that. I'll have to check the exact date. But we just ended season 1. We had 12 really good episodes. Go ahead and check those out. I'd like to thank you guys so much for joining. Really appreciate it. Y'all have a good weekend. Have a good time trading until I see you guys next week. Thanks.